Well, good morning. Today's lesson is on gratitude, and before I start, I just want to say that on Friday, David and I had the privilege and truly a delightful pleasure to go to attend the taping of the Wanda Sykes show. It was really fun and very entertaining, and one of the things I'm grateful for is Wanda. She is truly a force to be reckoned with, and the show was really, I think it was more entertaining to go and watch it being taped in person than actually to watch it on TV, but definitely watch it if you get a chance. It's a great show. This is the next to the last show of the season, but we really had a good time. And this past week has been full of news. Much of the news has been difficult to hear. In the past month or so, we've heard about earthquakes in Haiti, Chile, Tibet, a volcano erupting in Iceland, causing airports around the world to cancel flights, wreaking havoc for thousands of travelers. And we've had the fireball in the Midwest that lit up the night sky. Of course, many, including Wanda, are asking the question, what has caused Mother Nature to create all this turmoil and disruption? Have we overabused the earth, our home? In thinking about the lesson for this week, the other question I found myself contemplating was that in hearing all of this news of turmoil, how could it be that I'm unaffected by all these events? I'm realizing radiant, vital, dynamic health in my life. My life is filled with perfect harmony now. I'm realizing the abundance of enough and to spare for all my needs now. The events in my life and circumstances are manifesting in perfect right action, and I continue to express gratitude for all my blessings. My life is filled with blessings, yet when I turn on the news, I don't hear anything about these blessings. I only hear about the disasters. I've heard recently about a number of friends and acquaintances who have fallen down and hurt themselves to some degree, David being one of them. Someone asked me about the metaphysical explanation of falling down. And about 10 years ago, I fell off a cliff on the North Shore of Kauai in Hawaii. And at that time, I felt agile and strong. I had on good, sturdy hiking boots, and it never occurred to me that morning that I would experience a fall that might have taken my life. Fortunately, there was a clump of a bush growing out of the side of the rock that caught my fall, and I didn't plunge 200 feet to my death as I could have if I had just slipped a few feet differently in one direction or another. When I slipped, it happened so fast and so suddenly that I couldn't believe what happened. It wasn't until the following day that I realized I had broken my arm. So I've had a lot of time to think about falling. So when I was asked about the metaphysical explanation of falling, I immediately thought about flowers. The first thought that came to mind is that flowers bloom and perish every day. I think one of the reasons women like to receive flowers is that flowers remind us of the preciousness of life. Blooms are delicate, like a baby's skin. They take time to grow and mature. And once they're in full bloom, it's not too long before they wither and perish. Flowers remind us of the cycle of our own lives by showing us shorter, sped-up versions of our lives, so that we're reminded not to take our lives for granted. As far as falling down goes, we all do become more frail with age. One can focus on all the dead flowers or the ones that are nearly expired, or you can choose to focus on the new buds, the young flowers, and remember that you are a part of the cycle of life, as well as all the flowers, regardless of their state in that cycle. If the universe is trying to tell us anything from this, it's just that we should be grateful for the time that we have had, look forward to whatever is in store for us, and never take anything for granted. If that means we should go bungee jumping now or parachuting or whatever, because we may be too frail to do so in 10 or 15 or 20 years, then now is the time. Or perhaps now is the time to do whatever it is we've always wanted to do, because we may not be able to do so in the future. In looking at some of those who have experienced falls recently, I would have to say that they've probably had wonderful lives to date. Yes, their situation right now is precarious, but they've had full, rich lives. And it's just like when I fell off the cliff, I realized that I was and always have been very fortunate. I looked back at my life and I realized that if it were over at that moment because I fell off the cliff, which was 12 years ago, I had already had a wonderful life, which was rich and full of many wonderful experiences, and I was grateful for all my past experiences. I had spent a summer in Mexico living with a Spanish family where I learned to think in Spanish. I had spent a summer in Israel, Greece, and Italy taking a course in Christianity and culture. And the list of blessings just went on, such that if my life had ended that day with that precarious fall, I could have been satisfied that I had already had a full, rich, wonderful life. Hopefully, every one of you listening today has had some full, rich life experience that has filled your life with joy, giving you numerous reasons to express gratitude for your time here on the planet. Perhaps you've rescued a puppy, raised children, or learned to make a delicious cake. It doesn't matter what your accomplishments are, as long as you're able to recognize your progress and express gratitude for the lessons you've learned. You've heard me say so many times, as you are grateful, more will be added. So it appears that in exchange for my gratitude, I received the blessing of at least 12 additional years of life, joy, happiness, health, harmony, and love. I've also shared over 17 years with my partner, David. Hopefully that gift will continue for several more decades together in radiant, vital, dynamic health, joy, harmony, and love. As for our friends who have fallen, perhaps they've expressed much gratitude in their lives, and perhaps they haven't. Or perhaps they haven't been expressing gratitude lately. Perhaps their gratitude has waned with their health. I don't know the specifics about them. I can only be concerned about myself and my understanding of the universe, and share those lessons with you so that you, in turn, can share the same happiness, joy, health, harmony, and love. I can only be certain that I was very lucky to learn about metaphysics and to share that knowledge and experience with others, and to have those others in my life all this time. Be grateful and reap what you sow. So if you haven't been affected by all the turmoil you're hearing about in the news, perhaps it's because you're expressing gratitude and you're headed down the right path. Keep expressing that gratitude and keep on your current path. You will be blessed. We know that thoughts are instant. If you think you're stuck in a rut, you can get out simply by changing your thought. It only takes a moment to express gratitude, and in that instant, you can change your life experience for the better, simply by your thought. You've heard all this before. There's nothing new today. Just keep expressing gratitude for all your blessings. The connection with God is always there and available. As I've said before, remember that you are an inseparable part of God. Know that with God, all things are possible. Express gratitude for all your blessings, for love, health, harmony, joy, abundance, family, and all your blessings. Dr. Gard always told us that we were spiritual beings looking out over a physical universe. So when we hear about the turmoil in the news, we can choose to realize that as we are an inseparable part of God, so we can live in the world without being adversely affected by all the negative aspects, because we are one with the Father. Because God is, I am. I and my Father are one, now and always. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and take a moment to express gratitude for all your blessings today and every day. Thank you for your attention this morning, and join me now in the acceptance statement.